Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm Random Art. Oh, what's on? That shouldn't be on. That is on. Okay. Today I'm doing an art stream. I don't know how long I'm going to stream because I really originally wasn't planning on streaming. I was supposed to go to an event, but because of the winter storm, they canceled it and changed the date. So today I just thought I would kind of work like how I work. I am going to do some talking, but it might be kind of minimal. Um, so I'm still working on this journal that I've been building. And what I kind of decided to do with this front part, um, I think I am going to add more at the bottom to make it a full length art piece. And then I'm also gonna like use this jelly plate as a stamp to put color all over the page. I'm gonna redraw anything that gets covered, but that's kind of what I decided to do. So that's why I have like these scraps of brown paper. And then I'm kind of like gonna work how I work. Although you can't see my sewing machine, I'm gonna most likely be using it today. Cause like while I let this stuff dry, I'm gonna work in the other signatures as I would if like no one was here. And so that's what I'm gonna do. And this winter weather's gotten my, I don't know, I have asthma, so anytime like the weather keeps changing, it affects me. Asthma and allergies, so that's why I'm always fighting a cold of some sort, or it seems like a cold. I'll have like cold symptoms, I guess you could say. So that's another reason why I'm gonna, well, I might talk minimally, like when I get into the groove or something, but I know some people like to, like for you to explain what's going on. Right now I'm kind of I still have some of this paper left that I started with. So I'm kind of like, using it to glue the sections together. Sorry. If I cough, I'm gonna try to turn the mic off. I might like forget or something, so please just bear with me. It was supposed to be my one of my great niece's birthday party, but like I said, this winter storm, they changed the date to next weekend, to next Saturday, I should say. And if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. I mean, I never mind that kind of stuff. Although, I'm basically showing you how I work. I'm still kind of, I mean, if you're new to this type of journey of art journaling and stuff like that, you might have questions. I honestly never mind questions. Even if it's like a little something like a little bit unrelated. Because I do all different types of art. I make quilts. I haven't in a while, but I want to start back doing that as soon as I can finish getting my art space together. So feel free to ask questions. I don't mind. And while most of the time you'll find me making books, I make different types of mixed media art. I work on canvases. I work on canvases. I work on paper, good art paper that's later framed. But a lot of the ideas I have, I like to kind of test them out in my art journal and kind of work out any kinks that might happen. So, and this is an idea for a piece that I want to do on canvas. So, and I know I want it to be a longer piece, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and try to get close to the size. Well, the orientation, it would be on the actual canvas. I'm going to do this on the canvas that comes on rolls. I already have it. And then I'm going to stretch the canvas myself so that way I can make it a custom size, because it's going in... it's gonna be my sister, and it's going in her bedroom that she has when she's here. Let me see if I can get this off and move this over. That's the only problem with not seeing from the front. That's better. And this little open section, I don't know. I may leave it. I may put something there. Or I might just wait till I finish like collage in the back, because this like collage, all of this is probably gonna be kind of temporary. This might be long enough here once I add this section. I think I'm gonna overlap this sticky part. Let me take the inside parts out. And then, like I said, I also have my sewing machine here, and it's kind of like where it normally is, next to me. And when I want to sew something, I just sew it. In the future, I don't know how near or how distant. Oh, this is 2 sections. I'm gonna have overhead cameras so I can really do art streams the way I want to do art streams. Well, it's already sticking to it. I guess I'll put a little bit of glue. And of course I do have a cough drop. Couldn't have started without it. All these little, like, I guess what some might perceive as imperfections, they kind of don't bother me. This over. Try to keep things like kind of somewhat as neat as possible while I'm going, so it'll be less confusing of what's going on. I think that's long enough. Let's see. I do have a little space to play if I wanted to, but I kind of think that's long enough. I just wanted, like, I think I need to, like, elongate this area a little bit more, and then I just wanted some room to play with the clothing, because I want to draw like faces in the clothing, and then let me tear this off. And even though I'm saying this is how I work, and you think that I might not be talking while I'm working by myself, I do. I say stuff out loud, ideas out loud. I'm doing a lot more, than I would normally do, but I'll still be talking. I'll be saying stuff like, I wonder how this will look. I say that stuff while I'm by myself too. Just trying to get in the crevices and stuff. But the way I work is part of the reason that I work the way I work now. Having all the signatures loose. Because this is going to need time to dry, even though I'm going to do the painting part. Because this is going to be on the back. Gonna put another piece on this little end. Even with this type of glue, it still need time to dry properly. But that's why I'm going to work on the front. I think the paint I'm going to put, should I have moved that over a little bit? I at least want it on the edge. Well, that means I just have to put another piece because I don't want to leave a glue section open. I was saying that I think I'm going to go with like translucent colors because for the most part, I don't want to get rid of all that I've drawn, that I have drawn so far. I think the parts that I don't want to keep, I might go with more let me see something, because if I can get my clear gesso, I would really prefer that for most of it. Trying to debate if I want to use a piece of this on the front or wait till it's already painted. I'm gonna wait. So let's see. Yeah, here go the clear gesso. Yeah, because I was kind of making this short. Let me see if I can turn it the other way, so at least you can see most of it. Yeah, I think I was making that short. Because I didn't have that much room, but I think that this part should be longer, at least a little bit longer, like maybe to here. Seeing it like this and not, you know, upright or front ways, it's hard for me to get the whole thing, get a concept of the whole of the scale. So these are automatically 2 sheets, these envelopes. So I didn't know that. I figured that on this one. Are all of them? I don't. Yeah, they all are. Okay, I didn't know that. So I'm gonna be gluing that together too. Yeah. I'll do that one later. Let me put some wet glue in this one. I thought they were more of a single thickness. This is what I was looking for. But I can't find my actual thing that I use to spread the paint and move it. I mean glue. Let's see, get the edge. So, and I think this eye should be closer, so closer to this edge. So, let's see, what colors do I want to use? Um, and then you're gonna get a glimpse of how this one is almost cleaner. How I start canvases also. I kind of wish I had some more paper. Let's do this part first. I got some of this off. I couldn't get it all to come off. I don't know where my baby wipes are. Probably in a box with stuff that goes in this room. So this is clear chest, so I was trying to think of something, some color to use. What is this? Let's use some Titan Buff in some of the areas. Think and then like what's left, I just put it directly on the canvas. I was looking for one of those things that make texture. Oh, I see it. Because I wouldn't mind having some texture on it. Even if some of it are, you know, it's going to get covered up. So this section, I know I need to redraw anyway. I'm sorry, I was trying to get this. This is what I was trying to explain. If you have a problem with strength in either arm, like this with my right arm, I'm still recovering from surgery, so I don't have a lot of strength in that arm. So that's covered. I think I'm gonna use some of those translucent, some of those I was looking for that I think some of it I'm just gonna use this sheer or kind of clear, along with some satin glazing, because I want some of it to still see the brown through it, is what I'm trying to say, I guess, or trying to explain. So far it's not that cold, and even when I'm doing a canvas, especially if I have collage first, it doesn't matter to me if I cover it all. I'm probably kind of like gonna not do this whole brown thing, to be honest, because I like this brown paper. And then later I'll probably just go over it with some type of varnish, just like I would it still got some on it, an actual painting. But I do know that this area here, I'm gonna cover the whole thing. Probably should just use a nut tighten buff again, so I can have some type of consistency. I don't know why it doesn't want to come out. And I know this isn't blocked. Oh, I guess I didn't have it open enough. So just cover that bodice area, so I can make that a little bit longer. I mean, it might look alright to you already, but I don't know. It seemed like to me that it needs to be a little bit longer. And then I also have my, yeah, it looks like this needs to be a little bit longer. So that looks decent. And then I'm just gonna put it down here just so it can like be that in three areas, so I can move that color across the piece. So that's part of the thing that I would normally do. Come with some pen or pencil work. And then I kind of want to add some of the collage back in. That's such a like a thin application of paint. It shouldn't take, I mean, it wouldn't really take that long to dry. put this down here. Yeah, I'm gonna put that piece there. Ooh, I hate when I turn it over and I don't know what side I like better. And do I want it more inside? I'm gonna go ahead and use that side because it'll make me easier to draw over it with the drawing. And I'll go under the edges. And I'm gonna go under the edges with that liquid glue, but I covered that completely. Maybe I'll wait and put another piece after. And stuff like this, I don't know about you, but I like to work in odds 3, 5, or 7. To me, it kind of makes the composition look a little bit better. Yeah. And I think what I'm gonna do, while this dries, because this, you really can't speed the glue drying. I wouldn't want it to like make the glue not adhere. Then like on the bottom part, I'm gonna put some glue under the edges. And I think I'm just gonna go over the rest of it with clear gesso. And one of the ways I do that, I'll show you. So also in the future, like I want to have a place in the garage where I can hang canvases on the wall and you watch me paint the way I work. I just want to be able to share that. I would normally like let this dry and come back to it. That's why right now it's kind of difficult to stream something like this, but like I said, I really didn't have anything planned because I was supposed to go to my niece's birthday party, but they canceled it because of they postponed it because of the winter storm. So I'm just kind of jumping in, and I really want to kind of get this work done. I wish I had some paper. I'm trying to think, do I? Maybe some scrapbook paper that's not that heavy. I want something like floral, like on here. Like something floral collaged on here also. But the places where I don't have papers, this the clear, yeah. So I normally just I can't find a little like credit card that I work with. I don't know where I put that thing. But this is gonna do the same thing. So I normally just pour some gesso on the canvases and spread it with a credit card. Is what I normally do. And then if I was gonna paint the area, I would spread gesso and paint, just like I'm doing now. The paper is gonna be a little bit different than working on the canvas, but since I'm like I said, trying to get an actual idea, and then this gesso is gonna dry clear. An idea of how the whole piece would look. That's why I'm doing it similar. I'm doing like what I would normally do on the canvas on the paper. Oh, I said I was going to put some of that clear paper here. I think I still am. Right now, it kind of looks like a big mess. That's how that's how it starts off. I don't know if you make art, it goes to like I'm not sure about this stage. What have I done? I don't know if this is going to work. All of those things stage, but you just have to keep pushing through. Oh, this is halfway off the glass. Keep pushing through, and then until you get to how you want it to look. Now the gesso, I can do that with a heat gun, but normally, like I said, if I'm working on the canvas, I don't. I just let it dry and come back to it and do the next thing. So while I'm letting that dry, let me just at least make sure these edges are down good. I forgot this is another one of them double page sections. This is some really good glue. This is that art glitter. Where my camera? I like using it. I bought a big one and then just keep putting it in these bottles. But it does take time to dry. I think I'm gonna do some rubber stamping on this also. I don't know. Oh, do I have anything floral? I just have an idea that I want something floral on here, like something with a floral pattern, and I'm trying to think of what I have that I can use. Um, I might have to get my other glue. This is working, but it comes out slow. But that's how I want it. Because if I get the PVA glue, that's going to take even longer to dry than this one. Let me see. I got, I'm trying to think. Where are my stamps? And what do I have that might be floral? There's some stamps in here. This is what I'm digging through. But I don't know if there's anything floral in here. Oh, this might look good in the background. Kind of use this in the background, some the numbers. Oh, I think I had stamps. I mean, on the front and on the back. This is really, really like math type thing. I don't know if you could tell that this kind of looks good sometime in the background. Let me see. What color? Since I don't know if I really want it on there, I'm gonna go with something really, really light. Do I want to go that light? Uh-oh, that was just a hole punch that fell. Let's try this one. And I'm doing it light because if I don't really like the way it looks, I can always cover it or it'll blend into the background Whereas black, I could still cover it also and have it blend, but it's a little bit easier to do it with something like this. Let's just do it up here. You could barely see that. I don't know. It might just be because I'm using it in that color that it's not really doing anything for me. Oh, I was gonna get that other glue so I can get these edges drying a little bit. I mean, so I can get these edges down a little bit better. Let me see. Oh yeah. But the only problem with that is having like too much glue. I'm gonna get a damp paper towel. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. So it's either too much paint or too little paint. um, but if I was gonna like take this to my sewing machine, yeah, that's why I was using the other one. Cause this one a lot comes out. It doesn't matter what you do with that top. And because this is PVA, it takes a little bit longer to dry. I was gonna say if I was gonna take this to my sewing machine and sew on it, I wouldn't care about the edges because I would sew around them. But I haven't decided if I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine because, well, I was gonna say with the canvas I couldn't do it, but with the canvas I can't do it because I have loose canvas. It's not stretched, so that's kind of dry. This end is still up. Yeah, this one really comes out, so, but then it really comes out. This one, since it's like only like in a little section, really the very edge. These glues are really good. I kind of want to move this eye over. So let me do that at least. Even though they're rarely perfectly symmetrical, sometimes I want to get kind of close. So this one is real close to the edge, so this one should probably be real close to the edge too. See, I didn't even get all of this to the edge, but I'm gonna wait and see if I can work with it the way it is. So most of this I already liked. Like I like the shape of the face, the way it was. So I can draw that back in. Yeah, I knew I kind of wanted to change the shape of the ear a little bit. I'm gonna do this one too. I think that looks a little bit better. And so overall the shape of the head was pretty good. And I think I'm gonna do the hair I think while I'm thinking, let me put some glue under here, under this very edge. I think it's just the top layer. I think I'm just gonna do the hair the way I do it a lot, where it's like the well, I'll show you. Just trying to put this pen back in this glue. Cause I do want hair. Let's just do something full. See, I gotta kind of tread lightly over that, but I'll come back and go over it again. So now I kind of want this a little bit fuller. Let's make the hair very full. Yeah. Yeah, let's make the hair kind of like that. This one might be a little too big. And then, like I said, I think this bodice should come down a little bit. I don't know, I could be wrong. Let me see if I can turn it the other way so I can tell. I really hope I can do the overhead thing soon, because I'll have more space that you could see to work with. I think that looks pretty decent. I want to have like words also, like somewhere within the drawing. Trying to think if I should have the shoulders come up a little bit. That one is kind of up more. And I'm going to do more collage in here. So maybe that's like where the armhole should stop, right there. Well, that's still up too. I thought I did all of this last time, but I guess I didn't. So I gotta leave the face alone. Let's try to work on the body. I might need to get one of my reference books, because I don't draw bodies that often. I draw faces and heads and maybe up to shoulders a lot, but not bodies. Oh, this, I can put this thicker glue in here. This is also another glue that I buy like in the big bottles and like keep transferring to the small bottles. I use this for a lot of stuff, putting covers on books. I actually have a little book that I was thinking about putting a cover on. I might let this dry. I keep finding little projects that I was working on, but this is one that I was working on. I can't decide if I wanted to call it finished or not. It's just all collage papers. There's no, I don't think there's any drawing in this one, and then it have like words. But I don't really have any focal points on the pages, and I don't even know if I need focal points on the pages. So this one says create art. Um, so that one says adventure awaits. This one just has numbers. What I would probably do with this one is go with this one with some glazing medium, so those numbers can go like to, so they're not so stark, and it'll be under another layer. And then this one the same thing. These are rub-ons that I just started putting in here. So I could like go to my rub-ons and maybe put a focal point if I feel that they really need it, and then just finish like putting words on the bottoms of some of them. But so I just don't know if I want to call it finished simplified or if I want to add focal points to it. So that's another rub-on. I think that's where I've stopped, is with the rub-ons. So that one says dwell in possibilities. It's just a little positive book. I could just kind of leave it like it is and make it like a giveaway or something, and then the person that get it, they can finish it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's just some like project I wanted to work on, and then I'm gonna put end papers on it on the end, and then fabric on the back. I'm pretty sure this is probably a class project that I was working on, and then I started making the cover. This is going to be the cover. This was one of my drawings that I probably, well, I'm sure I copied. This isn't the original. The original is bigger. And then I haven't did anything with the back cover. This is like a book board that I cut down. So I'm sure I did all of this with this PVA glue. It's kind of my reason for bringing it out. Putting the fabric on here and everything, adhering this. The inside collage part, I probably did that with regular glue, but like when I'm gonna put this on, I'm gonna put this on with the PVA glue. But I need to decide what else I want to do with it. I haven't did any stitching. Not that every book I make has to have stitching. This one really doesn't call for any stitching or anything like that. It's really, I don't know. I can always make it a postage stamp book. Go in and put, that could be my focal point. Put like a simple postage stamp on each page. So I don't know. I know I wanted to cover this with like a more decorative fabric. This is just some sari silk. It's real strong, and I like to use that on backs and stuff like that. But I'll probably cover it with something, maybe a more decorative piece of sari silk. And then I don't know if there's much more I want to do with the cover. I kind of like it the way it is. If I did decide to do the postage stamp thing, I would probably just put maybe a small postage stamp here. But I don't know. And even if I do decide to like finish it, like do the stamp thing, it's still a nice finished art book. So, and it's like the color, it's a limited color palette throughout, is what I was trying to say. So this glue is what I use with all of my book projects. it says it's ideal for book binding and paper projects. So I use it in all my book binding processes. I know I have this brand and I have another brand that I use. It doesn't really matter what brand, as long as it's PVA glue. Um, oh, I was gonna spread that and got I started talking instead. I don't know. Since it takes a while to dry, so hopefully I'm safe. Um, I'm looking at on to the left of me. I have a bookshelf. I was trying to see if I see one of my books. Drawing the body. I might just finish that. I don't know. What I do know is I do want to kind of elongate this a little bit longer. Maybe if I like put her bust in. It'll kind of show me how far down I want to go. So the waist needs to at least go down maybe to here. I'm just kind of lightly drawing it on this side. And then the arms are kind of like gonna go behind a little bit. Like I said, figure drawing is not really my thing. I can do it if I take my time and do it. But this is, like I said, like a me working out the details of what I want to do on canvas. That might be long enough. And then the dress will start here. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. It might not, it still might not be, completely to to scale, but this is like a mixed media piece. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm debating if I want to move that eye up. It's really off. But I keep telling y'all it doesn't have to be perfect, but yet I want to go back and perfect things. I think that's long enough for a body. So what I would do is like the parts that I want to go back and correct. I would just paint over. So this needs to be somewhat white. And I don't really make a big deal out of it. I just go in with a little scraper. Or I collage over it. And like I said, I'm still trying to remember if I have anything that's floral that I can use. Like even if it's, like I said, some scrapbooking paper. Or I might can do a printable. What printable do I have that has some floral? And that part, the cleanup part doesn't have to be perfect because I still have a long way to go with paint and with drawing and with collage. But I am kind of liking this a little bit better. And then the arm can start to go down here. Or is that too far out? That looks better. So that's why I said if you work it out in your sketchbook, when you get ready to like take it to some canvas, I'm gonna move that eye up. It's bothering me that it's that crooked. And on the canvas, it's still not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be how I want it to be. I'm just gonna do that whole section. And I'm probably gonna go over it again after I let that dry. So let me let that dry, then I'll go over it again. Yeah, I want the eye to be up a little bit. Let me see something right quick. I got a few scrapbook papers. I haven't bought scrapbook paper in a long time. So if you're looking at some of these, they're very old. But that's not really like what I'm going for. I thought that maybe this would have something floral like. This one is kind of thick. Let me see. This one has, well, no, this is still kind of thick. one more that's like near me that I could probably get to. Let me see if I can find something in one of those. No, that one's Christmassy, so definitely not that one. No, I'm probably gonna have to try to find a stamp or a stencil to give me like what I'm looking for. And then this will be probably too heavy. I could copy this on regular paper though, because this isn't bad. I think that's like the only one that I kind of like. But it's so thick. I don't think it'll work for this project. I don't know. I kind of wanted this brown to work, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe not. Maybe I just paint over everything. I mean, everything that's in the background. I'm just trying to close up this gap a little bit, so when I start drawing everything, I don't know, while I'm deciding and while I'm letting this dry, do I work on another signature? I'm gonna put this down and then I'm gonna work on another signature, or the same signature but the other pages, while I let this dry and decide what I'm gonna do. I like that side better because it's a little less it's a little it's not as in your face. So let me put down everything that I need to dry, and then let me work on something else while I let that dry. And maybe by then I'll have a clear idea of what I want to do with it. I know the parts where the drawing is to my liking, I don't want to kind of go over that. Unless I go over it with something that I want to be collaged on there. And then let's get these edges with the wet glue. I think that's what I just kind of need to do. not try to rush myself to finish it. If not, I'm gonna do a lot of stuff I don't like, and then it's gonna be a lot of cleanup work. So I'm gonna work on the rest of the signature a little bit. I titled this How I Work, but I'm not really working how I work. I kind of let stuff dry. I think, well, it depends on the day. I was gonna say I think the way I work might be a little boring, because if I'm not talking and explaining things, it might be somewhat boring. Or if I do like I do sometime and jump to multiple projects, it might be confusing. Because like while I let stuff dry, I might pull out another book that's not finished and work on that book. But like if you go step away and walk back, you'll be like, what is she doing? She was just working on something else. But that's how I work. And that's like the big reason I'm struggling with this glue. That's the big reason that I work with my signatures loose. This one is too much and that one is too little. And I can't really use the smooth out thing with this because this paper would tear. So I might need to go and stay with the small glue. See, it already tore a little bit over there, just where I wet it with the paper. I'm just gonna put the glue here and I'll tear another piece of paper, but I do want to be able to smooth this section down. Okay. I think I'm gonna put a piece over that eye just to make that easier to work with. And then I'm gonna work with the rest of the signature, starting with sewing this pocket down. That's probably what I need. This is freezer paper, and I can go all the way to the edge without fear. So that's probably what I should have been doing to make things easier. Okay. So I'm gonna let that dry. And to make that fade in even a little bit more, I'm gonna put a little bit of gesso. Okay. So let's do what I would normally do. See, I just sewed a straight line just to close up this pocket. And then let's see. I got my little basket of goodies. And then I also, let me just show you. I'm gonna put this piece to the side and let it dry. And let's work in this. One of the things I like to do to make focal points, I like work really simple circles, or I thought that was still wet. I'll clean that up later. Okay. If you want to use ink on a jelly plate and you don't really want the ink to move a lot, you gotta put a little a base. And this is just that white metallic. I just had some in a small bottle, so I'm hoping that this will allow me to make small small circles. And then this not being able to find everything is really bothering me. I think that's one of the reasons. Let me put a little bit right here. One of the reasons why I haven't been doing more art streams. I'm just trying to like make some type of circle or something that I'm going to jelly print on this little piece of paper to make some type of focal point. And all of it is probably not going to get put on here. I normally have like a little bowl that I put this ink in, and sometimes I put it with water. But if you don't really want your ink to move, you put a base down under it. And then it'll kind of somewhat stay in place. If you wanted to move, then you wouldn't put the base. You would just put the ink directly on the jelly plate and go from there. So I don't know how this is going to look, if this will make a nice focal point. It is kind of a nice focal point. So once it dries, it'll go there. I do kind of like that. Let's see how it looks once it fully dries. But I'm looking for something else I could put on this page that might make some interest or something. So this is like normally what I do while I'm waiting for stuff to dry. I go to another page. So that looks kind of decent. I do like that. As a focal point. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. So glue this down. And I'm purposely trying to go over this line where I glue these papers together, so it'll kind of like or do I want this side? So it'll kind of like no, I like the other side. So it'll kind of get rid of that straight line. So that's why I'm purposely trying to go over that straight line, so it'll have the eye not just, even though you could barely see the line here, I can see it. I'm trying to see if this is dry. And it is for the most part. I need to cut a small piece of this and use it as a glue plate. Because the glue dries on here, and once it's dry, it's no longer sticky. Let's put that there. And I think I want to put this under it. Yeah. kind of what I do while I'm letting pages dry. Um, wanted to use one of these. Maybe this one. I wanted something kind of long to like to. Yeah, let's use that one. I got both of these open. I don't know which one is the one with the juicy thing. It might be this one. Let me see. No. So let me put that one off to the side so I can stop grabbing it. Yeah, this the one that's really, really juicy. And I just want to kind of combine these together. Add to the focal point. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Let me see. I wonder if there's something else I can put on the bottom. I think I want to do this one with the seal, maybe down here, just to add a little bit more, just to add another little element. Do I want to put it here? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And then what I would normally do, well, I would let that dry. So while that's drying, let's see what we can do on the next page. This is some lace that I'm making. You put it on water soluble stabilizer, and then you stitch through it, and then once you're through stitching through it, you put this in water and it disappears. I haven't decided if I'm finished with it or if I want to make it like a wider piece. That's why I haven't taken it off this stabilizer yet. And I keep losing it, so I put it in here to keep track of it. No. Not every page has to have a focal point, but I already know that I don't like this page just the way it is. So I would either collage over the whole thing or add something to it that'll make it to my liking. Or I would jelly print the whole page. I'm just kind of going through this little thing to see if there's anything in here that I want to use. And I don't really see anything in that one. All of these are kind of too small for a page of this size, unless I put a lot of stuff together. I'm not crazy about the colors in the background. Uh-oh. And another thing I do, if I kind of like start on the page and I'm not really feeling it, I'll go to the next page. So I'm not really feeling anything here. I don't know, for some reason these neutral pages are where I'm kind of finding my jam. Like this, I really want to sew around this. And I'm not going to do the whole thing how I would sew, because I would probably make a couple of loops around. So I'm probably going to come back to this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out now. But I would probably do like a full circle around this element. And like I sewed like where the page was joined together. Down here is less evident of where the page was joined together because I put this paper over it and then I also stamped over it. So it's less evident of where the paper was joined together. And that's also the reason why I put this over it. So I will probably like make a couple circles around this and then come back out at the top or something like that. But because, you know, I can't show it and I hate that, I'm not going to just do it off camera the whole time. But I might like do like straight lines with something I could do quickly until I can get my setup like I want it. This was one of the jelly prints we did. I'm gonna do some more jelly printing tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be a longer, hopefully I plan on it being a longer stream, but sometimes my body tells me no. And I want to do more of this jelly printing. I'm mostly going to be doing it on that thin paper so I can collage over stuff, over some of the pages I've already did. I'm going to do a few regular pages, but mostly over the on the thinner paper so I can collage over stuff. I like how this is looking so far. And to be honest, I don't really have to add anything else to this. Like I said, I'm going to probably do more stitching. I might do more or I might not. I kind of like the way this is just simplified. And then let's see, where else do I want to add something? I'm trying to grab one of these envelopes that's next to me. I'm trying to grab this one and see if there's anything out of here I want to add to it. I think in the spirit of using these envelopes, I tore this off, but I might put this on the cover depending on what I want to do with the cover. I do kind of like it here though. I might put it here. Let's see what else I got. I think this is gonna go here. Cause I thought I might put it like on the outside of one of the envelopes. Let me see if I can put something else instead. That looks good on there too. So if I put that there, I kind of need something there. I'm gonna try to save that little fragile part for a cover, but it might end up being on one of these pages. Because it's kind of perfect. All my little envelopes are really close to me. I might can stamp something on something and use it there. Maybe I can find another piece of paper to make like a larger circle element. I do like this, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. Kind of like that. I'm looking for one of my rusted pieces. No. I kind of need something small and square. Um, 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 Trying to think of a stamp that I can probably stamp on that. I don't know if any of these would work. Maybe that. I'm gonna stamp it on this piece of paper and see how it looks. But this is kind of how no, that doesn't look good. This is a nice stamp, but it's not really coming. It's not really translating on that at all. But I'm gonna glue this down. Um, this is very fragile, so probably not all of it is gonna get glued down because I can't. Maybe I can be a little no. I was gonna say I can't really use the thing I use to put it to scrape it. And I'll probably just go through with some of the thinner glue. Let's see. And I don't, if I'm being honest, I don't mind if all of it isn't down, like where these openings are. If it look kind of natural, like. Cause I'm gonna find something else to put on top of it. Um, so far I really like this. This page. What can I put on this page? I'm trying to be sure I know where the fold is. A lot of the scraps that I have already that's in these little containers. I really haven't found a good use for them. That's why it's so full. I'm probably gonna have to do a use it or lose it day, where if I don't use it that day, I throw it away. Because I'm beginning to have too many of them. I think I'm gonna put this down. I have some more rusted papers that have where you can see the rusting a lot better. I think I'm gonna try to find one of those to go on this side. Just trying to tear this white edge off, and I don't know if I'll be able to unless I get a bigger portion. So since I really didn't have anything planned, I wasn't gonna make this a very long stream. I might, since I didn't come back, since I didn't stream yesterday, I might come back later tonight or this evening and play some games. That's the only thing when you don't really have a pre-planned day. I don't really have everything like at my fingertips to pull stuff. I'm not loving that. See if I can find something in this one. This one is mostly like neutral stuff and envelopes. That's kind of pretty. See, this was the same type of paper that I was using here. There must have been something on there that I cut out. So for the games I've been playing, that'll kind of make like a nice focal point. So far the games that I've been playing, I've only started playing like 3 games. I don't know why I'm trying to use this. Maybe I just use that, and if I use this, I use it under like that. I think because it had that like circle cut out is why I was trying to make that work. But I think if I use it under kind of like that. Maybe I'll just do like some rubber stamping under that. I was looking for these stamps earlier. I kind of want something that can be a background. This might make a good background. These are all like my red rubber stamps. Some of them I've never used before. I was trying to see if it was something like circle. That one has circles. And I think I want to use the ladders. So, yeah, kind of like if I plan a stream, I kind of pull out everything that I think I want to use. Sometimes I still need to get more stuff, but for the most part, this will make a good focal point. I think I'm going to keep that set on top. That's a good focal point. But since I didn't really plan this stream, I don't have any of that, any of that in place. These don't really stick anymore to this. This one might if I take that backing off. But I have some stuff called that'll make them sticky again. You just have to paint it on there. Let's see if we can make a background. I'm gonna use black, I think, because it's gonna be in the back. That's the fold. So the fold pretty much kind of ends where the page ends. And it doesn't really have to be perfect, so the fact that that didn't print all the way is kind of fine, because I'm just trying to make a continuous background. And I might go over this with something also. I'm just trying to eliminate some of this white is what I'm trying to do. So when this is down, it at least have something. This is when they're like letting stuff dry and go to the next page comes in. Cause I'm gonna put some of this with some glazing medium. And like I said, tomorrow it's going to be some more jelly printing. And one of the things I'm going to try to do is get that drawing all figured out for that other long page, and just come back and add like some of the elements. All of this wasn't dry, which is good. And to be honest, since I don't really like what's going on here, this is going to be the page that's next to it. Maybe I'll put some of this over here, and then maybe it'll kind of blend it. Because I don't like this at all. I don't know. Somebody might, but I'm pretty sure this was like maybe a Brayer off page. It just doesn't, I guess, have any. I'm used to like a lot of designs and stuff going on, and maybe because it doesn't have any of that, maybe that's kind of why I feel feel like I don't really like it. Um, so I'll probably just do some stamping over here, some stenciling or something. But I'm not gonna force myself to like it when I really, really don't. So at least this is gonna kind of tie it in to the other page. Try not to go on top of that so much. I want to go off the edge, but I didn't want to go on the other page. So maybe once this dries, it'll look better already. I was trying to see if that stencil that I was spraying through is near me. This one. Trying to debate if I want to spray through this stencil here. I'll wait till that dries and then decide what I want to do to it. I gotta get some more baby wipes. That'll help a whole lot of things. Or find the ones I already have. Let me just draw through here with this pencil just to add something. And then let me just draw across the other side. Some of this you'll see, some of it you won't. Just trying to add some additional elements. But like I said, once I do the collage, you may see it or you may not see it. So at least that gives you something to work on, like when it dries. Just trying to get the rest of the paint off of this. But I'm gonna stop here. I haven't eaten anything. Let me see if there's anyone I can raid. I honestly hate raiding and running. I just do. And then also, I don't like raiding into people that I don't really watch because I don't know how they receive raiders. And I don't like when people don't receive raiders respectfully. I'll just raid the next stream. Thank you guys for being here, and like I said at the beginning, I'm Random Art. The ones of you that are coming back and watching the VOD, I honestly appreciate that. I'll be back tomorrow with Jelly Print stream. I'll have everything not 100% ready, but 99% ready, because I have a plan, whereas I didn't really have a plan today. I might start off the stream with a little bit of rusting, but that's normally just to put the elements down with the rusting solution and then move it to the side, because you really can't do anything until that's ready. But I don't know. I might just save and make a day to do a rusting stream. But thank you guys for being here. I'm going to come back with a game. I don't know which game. Might try to play 2 later this evening, or maybe in an hour or two. Trying to think, is there anything else? I stream on Twitch, and I'm stream on YouTube also, but I'm gonna move all my art streams to a dedicated art channel. I just haven't done it yet. I'm just really trying to get back and try to build my community back up. So that's what I've been mostly focusing on, trying to come back and stream with consistency, and trying to build my community back up. So that's going to be it for today. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to say? Thank you guys for being here.